Welcome back to the web series called Diaspora Gist, where we gist about everything. Today we're going to talk about ghettoisation. Listen, when I heard the word ghettoisation, I thought my brother made it up.
Okay, good. These are very important.
What?
This is very important. No, this English thing. You know, I told you this whole thing is to teach you English. So go on, define.
So I was thinking ghettoisation. I was like, did he form the word? So as an American, we research. We just don't talk anyhow. We have research.
So don't talk anyhow. There's tweets going on everywhere, but go on. Let's be talking.
Let us leave those ones for another matter. So what is ghettoisation? And I went to the dictionary.
Which one?
Well, I borrowed Collins' dictionary for now.
Good. These are very important things, yes.
On the internet.
Yes.
And it defines ghettoisation or ghettoize as constricting. Now let me read it exactly. To confine or restrict to a particular area, activity, or category. So when he told me ghettoisation, I'm like, ghettoisation. What does it mean?
The opposite of integration. That's exactly what it means. Because I think when I was researching, I was thinking about how is it that people that relocate just suddenly always go to the same place, live in the same place, start to behave in the same place, and what are the effects of this? And I realized that once you're not integrating, you don't.
They are looking too serious. Why did you think about that? What happened?
Just all sorts of things happen. When you think about it, when I realized that my fellow Africans, when they come in, they find it very difficult. They complain all the time. Everybody complains that, oh, you know what? This is not, everybody's, this country is not doing so good to me. They're not doing so well. Every time we go to work, they look down on us. They do this. There's always a reason why that things are not going well. But when you find out, the problem about it is that when they come in, they've settled back to they come from Nigeria and they've gone back into another small Nigeria within their homeland and have not taken time to expose themselves to the new culture that they are in.
So what are there areas that are mini Nigerias in London?
Oh yes.
Example.
Beckham. And in Southeast London, you have people that come straight from Lagos to Lagos. Sorry, to Beckham. Straight.
I don't know if we have.
And as a reason, as because of that, nothing changes.
Just life goes on.
Life just goes on. They are doing exactly the same thing. But the funny thing about it is they complain exactly about what the problems that that
they had back home in Nigeria.
They complain about it.
Okay, I don't know if we have mini Nigerias. I mean, we have places where there are concentration of Nigerians. I think Houston, maybe Maryland.
Yeah, but those are cities, and I get.
So we have a lot of congregation.
America.
Why do you always give this person reason to?
Congregation.
Aggregation. That's what I was looking for.
No,
they aggregate.
Okay.
They aggregate in the same region.
Yeah.
And to be honest, let's face it. Who wants to come from a place and enter a foreign place and just be on their own?
When you first get into a new city or a new place, your default nature is to go to somewhere that's
familiar. There's some familiarity,
and that is fine.
So you don't understand English all the time.
Look, can you behave yourself?
I have to give you one. You've been giving me.
I'm your older brother. You see, this is the problem about ghettoisation. You two are ghettoisation. Sorry, damn. Sorry.
Say ghettoisation.
Yes, ghettoisation. people come in, and it's good. It's all right. But when you still, after a period of time, still decide that is. Because don't forget, it's not just about where you just live, it's about your mentality.
Okay, and so I think we need to make that clear. It's not the area you're living, it's the mindset.
Yes.
So you don't want to, have come from the Nigerian and stick to the Nigerian. There's nothing wrong with having a Nigerian mindset, but why would you have a Nigerian mindset outside of Nigeria?
Absolutely.
You need to be open to see how things work.
Yes.
But Nigerian mindset helps us. So we don't give up, we are go-getters.
You do not lose.
Nigerian mindset helps us.
You do not lose your Nigerianness. But your mindset has to be open.
So you have to kind of flexible. You have to kind of refine it. And
yes, you can. For example, let's put it this way: you're working with your colleagues. In the UK, they have after work drinks, and then you don't decide that you're not going to have any after work drink, and you think you're smarter than them, and you start to say,
is that coming from personal experience?
No. Me, I integrate. As soon as I came, it didn't take more than 3 months.
Eyes open.
I said, when I was coming from Nigeria, I had no expectation. All I wanted to do, so I was ready. There was no evidence. I could never be ghettoized because I had been dreaming about being. Not that I wasn't even. I was dreaming about being English or whatever, but I was okay. But don't forget that I also had a different experience because I was also when I was younger. I had integrated with them when I was a lot younger, so it was easy for me to come, and I enjoyed their lifestyle. But what I realized is that people coming from just not Nigeria, from wherever it is, and then you stick to your own people. Now, if you don't understand their culture,
it will be hard for you to succeed and just break through.
Yes, how are you going to succeed in that environment?
And I think, and let's just look at it like this: if you're from another country, somebody else comes into your country and doesn't make the effort to understand how things run, your culture, the nuances, you may not be offended, but think about the other person that is really trying to blend in. You would appreciate their effort more. You're more likely to help those people that are really willing to blend in and do things the way you do. The same thing with us. It's not like you are living where we are from and forgetting about that, but we need to understand the culture here.
I mean, look at this.
So enjoy their food.
That's true. There are different levels of. And look at the second generation on our kids. They depend on where you live.
Yeah.
You begin to understand that they integrate better.
Obviously, I mean they were born here.
They were born here.
So and they have us giving them that cultural.
Absolutely. However, if you make the mistake of still live, because I think there's a problem if you move. Look, there are two kinds of ghetto culture, if I might put it that way.
And remember, it's not ghetto as in the area.
So there's physical and there's mindset.
Yeah, we're just thinking about the thought process now.
Right, absolutely. Now, if your mindset, if you come into, we have preconceived notions when we're coming into
any new place.
Into especially, and we're talking about our framework now is being Nigerian. No?
That's our.
So let us
know if it's different from your own culture and origin, country of origin. So if you're from
but so our benchmark is because we are Nigerians.
Yes.
We have a very unusual take on our smartness as Nigerians. So, and you know, it's so contradictory. It's an oxymoron because you're leaving your country where things are not working, and you're coming to another country and thinking that you're better than they are. So you come in thinking that you are, as a Nigerian, smarter. So you refuse. So they're doing certain things.
Unknowingly, you refuse to see things from their own point of view.
You don't want to hang with them. You think that what they are doing, their culture is so rude. The rude is derogatory. It's immoral. You have all these preconceived notions when you're coming in, forgetting that you've left your own country
where you didn't like something
exactly. So you come in and you've not integrated. And don't forget, it's their country.
Okay. Do you have any personal examples you can think about?
Personally, no, because if you say personal, but I've seen
or things that you have experienced.
Oh yes. I've seen Nigerians that come in, and when they, especially when we're practicing as doctors. I mean, I practice as a doctor. You see the nurses who are Nigerians that come in from the nursing background, and when you're telling them you're giving them instructions about what to do or how to behave or what to do with the patient, they have this condescending attitude towards the other nurses, saying, look, some of these nurses, first of all, they forget that these nurses grew up in the system. The other nurses,
so they know some of the nuances and some of the things you need to avoid.
Absolutely.
To avoid litigation,
yes.
to avoid getting into trouble. And when they now correct you, think like, how is he talking to me like this? How dare you? Look at this small girl.
Exactly.
When you were in nursing school, I was teaching your mother.
Yes. And then when it's time for you for promotion, they don't promote you from your level to the next level.
Then now get bitter.
And you get bitter.
And then the cycle continues.
Exactly. And then you see and then you go to discriminate.
They are second-class citizens.
Yeah, so you go to discrimination tribunal, and then you find out that in the same discrimination tribunal, they've listed. You didn't even know you are doing all these things. They've listed all the things you are doing. First of all, they tell you that when in this patient in the UK, I don't know about here, don't preach the Bible by the bedside.
Have you heard anybody preach the Bible by the bedside?
Oh, they do talk that. There's so many discrimination cases, and they tell them you are not supposed. Your job is purely your job. There is no telling anybody that they should keep praying because to get well. You are just supposed to do your job and leave.
And actually, yeah, because you have the chaplain. I know here in America you have the chaplain.
The chaplain does that is his job. Your job as a nurse is to give medical care, nursing care.
But what if the person comes to meet
that is if the person, so that person will report you in the first place anyway.
If they came to meet you, they will not report you.
Yes, so when you get reported, because you are telling them that what they have done, every time you are coming to tell them that what they have done. This is what you do in Nigeria. Look, I know, and I'm going to say this, what happened. When mom passed away in Nigeria, you saw what I did in the hospital when I drove a group of people that came and they were making noise on the ward. And I said to Dad, and I said to all you people, I said, what do you mean by all you people? All my siblings that were there. My siblings that were there.
I'm not part of the siblings, so yes. What are you talking about?
That's what I meant. I said
all you people.
Yeah, because all of you allowed. All of you allowed.
I'm not all you people.
All of you allowed people screaming and shouting on the wall.
They were not screaming.
They were playing. This was a.
So, but can we pray quietly?
No.
What can we pray quietly?
Not pray quietly, but we can't be screaming and shouting where there's
other sick people.
Sick people. And I had to drive all of them out. Sorry, not all of you, but all of them out. And
he thought it was
everybody thought I lost it. But
you were just being British.
Yes. No, I wasn't being British. I was just being caring.
But is it possible that you were bringing the British culture into the Nigerian culture?
No, the Nigerian culture. There was no way you are going to look. Mom is in a coma. But in that same ward, there are 6 people that are also in comas.
They were not all in comas.
A lot of them are in coma. Was an intensive care unit. You are not supposed to be shouting. Why are you shouting? Why are you screaming? This you have to get. Why do we think that we have this self-righteous attitude of being?
But that's in Nigeria. Now this is not in the UK.
Yes, but they bring that same thing to the UK as nurses.
Okay.
And they come and say that, oh, this is what you do. We pray for people that are sick. Nobody says you shouldn't pray. They don't want your prayer. They're not even listening to you.
But so the point is, you don't have any problem with them coming to pray? Or the truth is that
I have a problem coming to pray when nobody's asking you for your prayers. Nobody's asking you.
We're talking about ghettoisation now.
Yes, that's what I said. That mentality.
But it's okay for them to ask and person can say no. That's the idea.
No, it's not okay. You're not entitled to your. That's
not as a nurse now.
Yes, I'm saying as a nurse because that's what I said. And then you get offended when they tell you that you cannot pray, and then you keep doing it.
Okay. So the problem now is when so even if you felt wanted to do the right thing or not right, let me finish that. In America we allow people express themselves.
Yeah. Don't be too expressive.
No, but seriously, and I think it's really we need to understand the culture, and we don't want to look down on another person's culture the same way you don't want other people to look down on your own culture, and not just culture but how things are run. So I think the ghettoisation thing is not leaving the mindset, not opening yourself up to really think about the culture where you're where you've relocated to, and think, okay, how do they get things done? How can I get things done in a way they would understand? And I'm visible. I create opportunities for myself.
Yeah.
And it's not like bad things don't happen. There are bad people everywhere. People discriminate everywhere. So not looking at another person's culture, thinking they're just discriminatory. That's why they behave like that.
Yes,
no, really try to understand what they mean. And
that is true. And also another thing that I find very difficult to understand people. I understand that our palates are different, our foods are different,
that food matter.
But yes, I understand
my people,
that.
It's not easy.
Yes, I get that. But listen, this is where I come into this. You go. Yeah, I agree. I'm different because I can eat anybody's food, but that's fine. But when they invite you, because there's no way you will ever get along in this environment if people are inviting you to their social functions. Look, at the end of the day, human beings are human beings. We are social animals. So if you decide to isolate yourself and you think that you have been able to impress them, there's no way you are going to. So I'm not saying you have to eat what they have to do. Look, let me give an example. I know people
that you go that way.
I tell you one thing. I know people that to get along, they've decided that cauliflower and mushroom, they don't know how to eat it. But this is what they are going to do. This is what they are going to do. Yeah. They will take Nigerian pepper with them. Put it, and then ask them. Not true. No, it's true. They will take Nigerian pepper with them, put it in their briefcase. They will go out, beg those people that, okay, I'm not saying I won't eat it, but at least put chicken somewhere there, blah blah blah.
So I can blend it.
So blend it. When those guys are not looking, they will use sprinkle pepper.
Have you seen it happen before?
Yes, now.
Are you serious?
Yes, and then they will eat the chicken. No, it's not because the chicken and the
you just mix it up. You mix up the food so they won't look like
cauliflower and not those ones.
You just mix it up.
They just need that one. So those ones would have thought that they ate something.
No. You see that broccoli thing, I have to tell you. One day dad came to visit me in America. So we took him to this nice restaurant. And unfortunately they had this thing called broccolini. Broccolini is like a broccoli, but the stem is very.
Don't explain to me. These are things that I.
It's like, I don't know if you guys should go out. Maybe we'll put, the picture of broccoli may come up, But there was this person, you had the long stem. My dad picked up the broccoli. Long stem one. I said, are we goats that will be eating this thing? But you know what? He ate it though.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, sometimes you don't try. If you don't try, you don't
never forget.
You don't
actually said it in a local dialect. At the Rokobai, like, are we goats? Are we eating chicken? We ate it though.
Yes. But you know what? When you do that, people come to our country
and they try
pounded yam. And they try all this other stuff. They are not silly. They have to understand your culture and they like it.
You know this Nigerian food thing, I don't know. Maybe because me, I'm female. It's a lot of work. Listen, you get to go to the market. You buy the pepper, you peel the pepper, you wash the pepper, you blend the pepper, you cook the pepper, you go to the market, buy the meat, cook the meat, boil the meat, fry the meat, stew the meat. Do you see all the process?
That's when you're in Nigeria.
And that's why so you now continue that one and you go to work. I don't know.
No, that is you and your husband.
No, I don't do that. No,
that is suffering.
Anyway. We're Americans. What do you mean? Once we do it once in a while, we plan for it, but we have to be realistic. We don't have any house help. We'll be doing all of that one.
Which is fine. So that is why you should go out.
Wait. You start yourself. What do you eat?
Me? Cauliflower.
Can you imagine?
Broccoli. No, but I like it.
Broccoli.
No. Broccoli. I can eat broccoli. I eat pasta. I eat.
That one.
And then sometimes, once in a while, I'll eat the pounded yam. It doesn't bother me. I eat everything. For me, I eat everything. So, but the thing is, if you don't try, even these people, once they see that you've tried, they'll be happy.
Cut the, you don't have, there's style in everything. Cut the broccoli, taste a little bit of the bite, scatter the food a bit. They won't really know if you've eaten a lot or a little because you've
also, if you think about it, this is the other problem about ghettoisation. It can run through generations.
It can. And because you're passing it on to your kids, you're passing on the way you think, and you're affecting their mindset. And really, listen, it's so important what we pass on to our kids and what we allow ourselves believe, because you are only who you are. If you think something, Napoleon Hill, I love that quote. It's one of my favorite quotes, that if the mind of man can conceive a thing and believe it, he can achieve it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you believe that things will not work out for you, or people are always discriminating against you, therefore you can't get ahead, you can't.
Once you get into a place, as soon as you get into a place and you do not make an attempt to integrate that culture, you might as well go back to where you came from.
It's so important,
because you're going to be in limbo. You're never going to get ahead.
And you don't know how they think. You don't know how they process things. It's when you integrate with other people, they'll tell you, oh, you want to do this, this is how you do it.
Absolutely.
If you don't integrate, if you look down, then people can perceive that you don't take them, you don't regard them in high esteem.
Yes. And they're never going to tell you the secrets. They will never tell you the secrets.
Because you're not taking that time.
Absolutely.
So what voice of reason, what do we want to leave for people?
I think from the voice of reasoning, from my point of view, I think the voice of reasoning is this. There's nothing wrong in coming into a new country and getting into a familiar situation. That calms your nerves when you get it.
Yes, you need that stable base.
Yeah, so you need that. However, you should also know from day one, as soon as you come in, that I am going to try to understand this culture.
I'm going to try to have friends that don't look like you.
I'm going to make sure that
that don't have the same color of skin like yours.
I'm going to make sure that I'm going to have new friends. I'm never going to look at. I'm going to teach these people my own culture as well.
Yes.
Because part of integration is also
each other.
So when they invite you, you invite them. When with time, all the barriers start to break down, and then you start to understand that, you know what,
it's not that bad. It's true.
We are like I said, we are social animals. There's no person was born with hatred, no matter how it is.
It's from people's.
Yes, and exactly. It's all about stereotypes.
Yes.
So once you get into ghettoisation, promotes stereotypes. If you do not break out of that stereotype, you're never going to understand how to move in that society.
You're so right, and I think one of the things that helped me personally, in America, was we had to move to New Hampshire, which is made predominantly white, and it's been one of the best experiences of my American life. People came out to help us to make sure
I said it. That's how your English improved a bit. I knew it. It's in New Hampshire. Thank you guys from New Hampshire.
What do you mean?
Yes, your English improved. I knew.
So are you saying your Brooklyn people did not improve my English?
Hip hop? No, nah. That's not the kind of English. That one is ghettoisation. Biggie, I'm talking about you have tried.
Stop stereotyping. See, this is what we're saying. We don't want to stereotype.
Who? About what?
About Brooklyn.
No, those are my people. I said I came out. I like those people. Those are my people. I was very happy with them.
Like I was saying, so moving into a place where I was the only black person where I walked. My husband was the only black person where we walked. We saw people.
How big was the city? How many people in the city?
22,000.
And you.
But there was the closest city that was 160, but we were like 1 hour 10 minutes away from Boston. And the truth is, it was a beautiful experience, and it made me really realize that, what, we're human beings. We're human beings. Whether we're in Lagos, Nigeria, London, Atlanta, New Hampshire. You have the good everywhere, you have the bad everywhere. Absolutely. So don't allow stereotypes keep you from integrating. And I think it will be better for you and your family wherever you find yourself. And even within a country, don't say, oh, this place is better. Try to integrate and just make the best out of it. So we really don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
But please tell us what your experiences have been, or what you think about this ghettoisation topic. Leave a comment in the link below.
On our social media handles,
Twitter,
YouTube channel,
Instagram, and please subscribe so that we can continue this conversation. Hit the bell icon so you know immediately we upload new content. I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of the day, whatever time of the day.
Wherever you are.
Thank you. You did well.